important jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just really good seeing the director of Liverpool Podcast Studios on his knees.
Yeah.
They say running a business is glamorous.
No, running a business is not glamorous. It's all of this. It's all of this. You know, when you should have other people doing this sort of thing for you, you don't. You're on your hands and knees doing it yourself. That's what being a director of a company is all about. Good morning, everybody over on Facebook. Are we live on YouTube?
We're getting there. I just had to get my notes on the laptop.
Calvin, are we live on YouTube?
Yeah, live on YouTube, yes.
All right, YouTube,
Marvellous.
how are we? I'll be with
on
you in a
YouTube
minute.
today, though, right?
I don't know, not on it yet.
Right.
Sort my notes.
Happy Monday. We're just getting ourselves set up. For
Yeah,
our,
here we are. I'm in.
Our episode 85 live.
It's fine.
85? 15 to our 100th.
You look great there, you know, Jacob.
So, Jacob, the director of Liverpool Podcast Studios, is currently clearing our sign because it has finger marks
Mate,
all over it.
YouTube's loving you, Jacob. You have to stay there, mate.
Yeah. I'm loving the hand action.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 hands.
Jacob's going skiing.
Well practiced.
Bit of skiing.
Oh. See, I'm good at 2 hands.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what?
YouTube, are we happy with that?
Let me just show Facebook how much of a great job you've done at polishing our sign.
Everything else is just a scratch, I believe.
Oh, look, he was polishing in between the gaps and
Oh,
everything.
you fucking
He's
got
doing
right
such
in
a
there.
grand job.
Give it a good fingering.
Fingering our sign. He's rimming the D. Thank you very, very
Oh,
much
that's great. That's
indeed.
fucking
Thank
gleaming.
you.
That is gleaming, that is.
It
Yeah.
is, isn't it? There. Fucking hell, it's my eyes.
I know, come and smear it again.
Right, should we get started? Are we all done there, over there, Calvin? We ready?
Let's give it a blast. 19 on YouTube.
19 on YouTube. Only 5 on Facebook. Hey, I need more on Facebook. Go and tell your mates we're on. Right then, ready to go or 1 sec? Okay.
Right, what is going on with these
I
notes?
just know that something good is gonna happen.
There's got to be a heavy mix of that out there for Glow.
I'm still on a high from our live episode on Saturday night, and
I feel like we haven't stopped.
What?
I feel like we haven't stopped.
I know, yeah. It is a scene with our Appy Harry to 80s and 90s dance music rave, and that was one of them, and it's just in my head now. Right. We're just chatting because we're waiting for the producers to give us to get started. Everybody over on YouTube, thanks for your patience. Hope you enjoyed Jacob's hand actions there.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, very impressed with the 2-handed.
Right in there as well.
Oh, yeah, on his hands and knees, 2 hands.
That wasn't an experiment.
So excited to finally call us alive. Good morning, Jacinda. And Gemma, it's her first live as well.
Oh my God, that's nice, that.
Rubicon.
It might have.
I don't know, you know.
Bit less gassy than cause.
I know, yeah. Got 10 people on Facebook now, so they're telling the mates now they're all coming on board.
Yeah. Takes a second.
Oh, we know you're ready over there?
Yeah, you're ready.
Cool. So we're going to go for 50 minutes and then half an hour with a little extra Patreon and then another 50 if we fit it all in.
Yeah.
Thank you for your assistance, Jacob.
Love you, bye.
Right, I should really move my laptop because it looks like it's right in front of me there.
Yeah, and dish mine to the side.
There we go, that's a bit better. You can see my t-shirt. Right. Good evening, kids. Heading off to bed here in New Zealand, but time for
Bloody
quickie
hell.
with the padded cell. That's Tina in New Zealand.
I'd love to go to New
Tina's
Zealand.
always commenting on Facebook, aren't you, my love?
I'd love to go to New Zealand.
Yeah. sound keeps going off on YouTube. I think that's because we haven't actually quite started yet. We've just been doing the sound check. That's why we're a little bit later than normal.
Yep.
Okay. Ready when you are, Vic.
It says not even 6 a.m. here, and now I'm getting dressed for work.
America.
Probably America, isn't it? Yeah. Right then, let's go. We're all ready. Yeah. Good morning and welcome to episode 85 of the Padded Cell podcast.
My days.
It's Monday morning. We're all a little bit fucked after the weekend, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, if you've been living in a tree or you haven't been reading me posts and me videos and everything that I've been putting out there, it was our live stage event on Saturday night, wasn't it? It was so good.
Yeah, it was boss.
We're just all knackered. Obviously, the studio guys were there. Obviously, we were there. It was a sellout. And it was just go, 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 wasn't it? From the moment we opened the doors. We opened our doors at 5. We closed the doors at 5 p.m. Closed the doors at 1 a.m. And we were just, I don't even think I could speak. By the end of it, I was that tired.
Yeah.
And talked out and everything. But wow, what a night. It was such a good night. We we had 4 scenes before the show. That wasn't us.
Yeah.
There's some of our team members, wasn't it? Other dominants and stuff. And they did rope, electrics, wax, and impact.
Yeah.
So everybody could go around and see them. And then everybody parley in then into the main room where we were. And it was a 2-hour show, non-stop, go, 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 wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Oh, the 2 hours just went like that. I think it was an hour and a half with our last one. And I mean, that went quick.
Yeah.
And we had some really interesting stories, didn't we? We had games that the audience were participating in.
They were
really, really good.
Yeah.
And then we had a little bit of a break. You did a drowning scene with Mrs. G.
We did, yeah.
Now, drowning scene sounds like really, why would you do that? But you know that what? We were talking about it before. When you were dunking her in the bucket, she came up like, but then looked up at you with such love and admiration.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's just the connection that you guys have got when you're singing. It's something else. And she just looks up at you and I'm like, she really, really loves you. Even when you're dunking her head in a bucket and her mascara's running down her face and her tits hanging out in front of a crowd of people. And she just looks up at you. She's just like,
it's mad though.
It was just amazing.
Because obviously every time we do a scene now, we tend to gather a bit of a crowd.
Yeah.
But it's like when we're doing the scene, it's just us.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel anyway. Kind of forget. Like when we done that at Drastiche, I had the gas mask on with the hood underneath.
Yeah.
That's dark at Drastiche anyway, with just strobes in it. And I couldn't really see much anyway. But there was one point where the strobes like proper lit up, and I looked up at the crowd because I thought that might fucking get him someone's head if I just eyeballed them from up here while I had in the bucket. And I was like, fuck me, there's a lot of people in here.
Yeah. You just zone out, don't you?
Yeah.
But that's the point though. When you're doing it, 22 people on Facebook. When you're doing a scene in front of a crowd like that, you've got to be really careful that you don't showboat.
Yeah.
It's dangerous to play up to the crowd.
Oh, there is,
when you can feel the energy in the room and you think, they want more, it's really, really easy to forget the person in front of you and to zone out from that crowd. Feeding off that energy sometimes can push you into doing something maybe you shouldn't or too soon.
Yeah.
I've seen other people doing that. So zoning out is the safest thing that you can do, really, because the most important person in the room is the person that you're hitting or drowning or whatever, not the crowd that are watching.
Yeah.
And you could really see that connection between you, that you were just concentrating on each other.
Yeah.
It was really, really nice.
I'm really happy
really
with that.
nice.
I'm glad it does come across that way.
Yeah. It was intense. I mean, considering I've seen a lot of scenes over the years.
Yeah.
I've seen water scenes, but not many like dunkings like that. But I've seen lots of intimate, intense, edgy scenes.
Yeah.
And so for me to still look at something and be completely drawn in, the music was good.
Yeah, the music class.
The music really, really helped. And I was just like, at one point I was like, I wasn't breathing. You had it underwater, and honest to God, mate, with that safe signal, the tap.
Yeah.
I was watching her hand.
Loads of people were,
I was watching her hand, and I don't think I was breathing. I was like, Is she moving her finger a little bit there?
Yeah. Get it out, get it out, get it out.
Really funny. Well, it wasn't funny. It was intense.
No,
but for
I get
me,
you,
I was like,
yeah.
You know, so you had me on the edge of my seat.
But no, that's how involved I was, because like I've always like in my head been like, oh, I'd love Vic to watch one of our scenes, and I completely forgot you were there.
Yeah.
So you do get wrapped up in what you're doing, don't you?
It was really good. Like I said, the music helped as well.
Yeah.
And then we had like a quick dry up because there was water everywhere.
Mop. Yeah.
And then I brought Happy Harry over, didn't I, in his pants.
What a spectacle that was.
And it was really good. And we did it to 90s, 80s, 90s rave music.
Perfect.
Just because I wanted it to be uplifting.
Yeah.
I didn't want, because it was going to be an hour, I didn't want it to be an hour of like, you know, Evanescence or rock music or something a bit dark.
Yeah.
I wanted the people that hadn't seen anything like that before to see that it can be fun.
Yeah.
And Happy Harry was jigging at one point, wasn't he, wiggling his bum and everything. I didn't take it too far because I can ribbon him sometimes. And I thought, I'm going to lose some people in the audience if I do that. So we took it as far as I thought I could.
Yeah.
And it was still really intense.
It was, yeah.
He was buzzing from the whole thing. But I just thought the music helped people stay with it.
Yeah.
If you like, you know.
Because there was one bit like when you were getting right into the warm up and you started bringing out the heavier vloggers and stuff like that, and your tune came on.
Yeah.
And he just started fucking wiggling his ass, and you were just like,
yeah, like doing it to the music. Like.
Yeah, but then everyone just started going,
yeah. I was like up and down. It was just brilliant. It was really good.
As much as it was a great moment for you and everyone watching, it must have been a fucking great moment for him as well.
Yeah. Well, we chatted yesterday, you know, and he's just on an absolute high now, and he probably will be for a few days.
Well, he said that, didn't he?
Yeah. So I'll check in with him again later on, just make sure, because sometimes, you know, unexpectedly you can have that crash.
Oh, you can, yeah.
I don't know about you yesterday, even though I was knackered, the adrenaline high was just keeping me going. And that's why I couldn't friggin' sleep when I got home after the whole thing.
Yeah, I get
I had
that.
like 3 hours sleep.
Yeah.
We went out for breakfast, didn't we, with some of our OGs,
did.
which
We
was
did,
really,
yeah,
really nice.
yeah, that was
Thanks
nice.
everybody for coming. And then I honestly just got home. I wanted to sleep desperately, but I still had loads of things to do, and the adrenaline wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
It was just like punching me in the guts, like, come on, keep going. So we have actually got some photos, Calvin. Mm-hmm. We haven't got photos of the actual show.
Yeah.
They are coming. We had a photographer in the background taking some photos behind the scenes. Yeah. But we also had a photo booth set up. And I've just got the photos of us to show everybody because obviously I don't want to show other people's photos.
Yeah.
But we did get some really great photos of us with other people, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did take some posed photos, but, you know, in true padded cell form, there was
tits,
one, and I'm not going to say his name, but he was bent over and I was simulating fucking him while he was bent over simulating giving you a blowjob.
Because of the shadows, you can't see if he actually is or isn't.
Yeah.
It's
like, is this real? And then we were like proper like hugging. Some people were double hugging some people. It was really good. Yeah. So Calvin, if you can just bring up some of the photos, we've got like a piggyback one and just in any order, it doesn't really matter.
Just saving them now.
Yeah. And for those people on Facebook, I've actually shared the photos on Facebook this morning, so you're not losing out on the photos that I'm sharing to people on YouTube now. Just jump onto our page and you'll see the photos there. And
just another quick note, obviously the lads were there from the podcast studio. They've never seen us do what we do. They've always heard about it.
Yeah.
But you got the chance to see, didn't you?
Yeah. So there's a piggyback photo.
Honestly, it was amazing. And I sent it before the podcast, but like I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
I was so taken aback by how genuinely it was like a beautiful performance from both of you.
Yeah.
And I really sort of, I was so in the moment with you watching it that it shocked me.
Yeah.
It's and that's nice to hear as well.
It is nice to hear, you know, because I mean we do it quite a lot.
Yeah.
So and we don't do it a lot to people that have never seen it before.
That's the thing.
And I think with Calvin and Jacob, because they've heard us talk about it so much, and the connection and the hormones and how all that works and how it can be a performance and that you're caring, you're still caring for that person. It's hard to actually visualize how that looks until you actually see it. Yeah. And you see the connection between two people and how euphoric everybody looks at the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, pouring in blood, but you know, he wasn't
a little bit.
Mrs. G was pouring with water though.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. So was I.
Yeah. So yeah, here we go. So we've got a piggyback photo there.
That's my favourite, that one.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's really, really fun. This is a Nuts and Knots flogger.
Yeah.
Was it called the Medusa or something like that? I can't remember now.
Sure. That's Nuts and Knots as well.
Yeah, I was choking with that. Yeah, we just had loads and loads of fun, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was really, really good. I just think these photos capture the vibe completely of the night, really. And even though we were knackered, this is the beginning of the night, wasn't it?
Yeah,
even though we were knackered, this is exactly what we were like by the end of the night.
The doors had just opened, hadn't they?
Yeah, really, really good. So thank you everybody who joined us for the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to the guys at the studio for everything they did on the night. It was really hard work for you guys, but you pulled a doozy. You really, really did. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And for everybody that joined us online on the night live, and if you didn't join us live on the night, you can catch the show on Patreon. So if you're not on Patreon, patreon.com/Padcell podcast, you can see the full show on there. Just sign up for the month and you'll see all of our back stuff and the live show as well. So yeah, still coming down from it all, really.
Yeah, it's been mental.
Yeah. Right, so for everybody who are watching on YouTube, sorry, Facey, you're not involved. If you want to be, you need to go over to YouTube, and that's Patreon as well. We're going to switch you off in a minute as well. But we're going to do a quick T-shirt competition. I haven't asked you to do a question.
Okay.
I've done it myself, only because I forgot to ask you. So, for everybody over on YouTube, to win a T-shirt, over the last 28 days, how many Facebook views do you think we've had?
What's a good one?
On the Padded Cell podcast page. And I need it to the nearest 100,000. Okay.
Nearest 100,000.
Yeah. So those over on YouTube, the nearest 100,000, how many Facebook views do you think we've had in the last 28 days? So the nearest will get the T-shirt.
Okay.
Right, you've got something in your hand there. You wanting to show it? Or you just fiddling
I've
with it?
just been fiddling with it. But Sarah P's already said, like,
okay.
I spot something in your hand. And yes, you have spotted something.
Well,
it's
do you know what?
yours.
I'm actually going to switch Facey off in a minute. And or do you want me to show it on Facey as well? Do you know what?
You can do, yeah.
Sarah P will be made up if I do that.
Yeah.
There's a monkey fist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a Nuts and Knots monkey fist. And it's in the Padded Cell podcast colours. Well, the green is anyway.
Yeah.
It's weighted. What's it weighted by? Sarah
I'm not
P?
sure. It's got some sort of a ball bearing.
Well, she's online now. So just wait for the delay. She might.
Sarah, what's in it, love?
And obviously we've got a carabiner there, so we can be hooked onto your belt for quick release when you need it.
Oh, it's just a globe knot.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking heavy.
It's
isn't
heavy, isn't it? Yeah. So it's really, really heavy and weighted there. You can swing it round. I mean, I quite like to swing these into ball sacks. What do you do with this? What do you do?
I just like to get it on the arse.
You just like to get it on the arse.
Gives her a bit of a
It's
dead
good on
leg
an
there.
arse. So Nuts and Knots, they follow us on Facebook as well. And they've got a Facebook page.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff. Reasonable, nicely made.
The quality's unreal.
Really, really nice. Yeah, really nice.
And the nice people.
They are. The
So that
lovely
helps.
people. Yeah, they
That
are.
helps.
Well, when you're buying from people, especially like if you know them and they're nice, you just feel like you give them back. It's a two-way exchange,
Yeah,
isn't it?
100%, yeah.
They're providing you with some really nice kit.
Yeah.
You're obviously putting money in their pocket, but you're helping a friend.
Yeah.
And you're helping a crafter who's putting the time and effort in. It's not,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, it's not a factory in China. Soz. Because a lot of these things are, we've seen them actually making these things.
Oh, she's just said it's carbon steel.
Carbon steel on the inside.
Yeah. It is.
It's a carbon steel thing on the end of the nut, and I whack them into ball sacks. No wonder they retract.
Fucking hell.
It's heavy, but
Oh my
they like
God.
it. They like it. Okay, so did anybody come back on the T-shirt competition? Yes.
We've had loads.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut Facey off and I'm going to talk about something very briefly called Shrek the Sheep. If Calvin wants to just get the photos up ready for when I'm going to talk about it.
Do you want to tell me how much the number is so I can try and find the winner?
Yeah. Okay, so it...
Fucking out.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody over on Facebook. I'll have loads of hellos and stuff. Will we be doing another event? Jacqueline, yes, on the 15th of November. It's already booked in, and the tickets are going to go live soon. Not quite yet, just because I haven't got my shit together. My head's like falling off over the weekend. But the tickets will go live soon.
No one's.
So, yes. You have a shop where this can be purchased. Do you mean the nut thing? I don't know whether they were talking about that, but nuts and knots.
Yeah.
That you're talking about. Got some lovely comments. Right, we're going to go. I'm going to switch you off. Head over to Patreon for a carry on. If not, I'll catch you on Facebook later on. Thanks for joining us. Right, see the way I'm doing that now? Fucking straight on the button.
Yeah, but just you're not going to be able to read from there, are you?
Okay, so hubby says 2.2. Now she said she wasn't going to win another t-shirt.
I know.
So see what she wants to do. But she's right. But hang on, don't say it.
Yeah.
Did I just said that?
Yeah.
Did I just say it? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just giving it away then. Fuck. Okay. So the answer was 2.2 million.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually 2.213 million.
Fucking hell.
To the nearest 100,000.
That's insane.
In the last 28 days, 2.2 million views.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. It's all them freaky, deviant people out there. Oh my God, burpee.
Yeah, hubby won. So he said it, didn't he?
Okay, well, he gets the t-shirt then.
Yeah. Mr. Nuts.
Yeah, so let us know once again what you want to do about that. I'm sure she'll probably contact you on there, to be honest with you. Because she said she didn't want to win any more t-shirts because she feels greedy. She's had quite a lot. So we'll see about that. Right, in 2004...
I was alive then.
You were alive. In 2004, a sheep was found. You're looking at me like, why the fuck are you talking about a sheep?
Yeah.
It's dead good.
Okay.
Don't show it yet. Okay, so a sheep was found. It had been lost in the wilderness, hiding in caves in the mountains for 6 years.
Oh.
This was a merino wool sheep. Do you know about merino wool?
No.
Merino wool is a really nice, delicate type of wool. I used to have like merino, very expensive. Yeah, I used to have merino wool tights and jumpers and everything.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is a merino wool sheep. They're bred famously for their super fine wool. And this little fucker went missing. And the farmer couldn't find it. Anyway, he'd been hiding in caves, outcroppings. They said the rugged mountain terrain, skillfully evading capture. It reminds me of that pig that went running off from the abattoir years ago. Do you remember? Do you remember that? No.
They couldn't catch a pig. Get a fuck.
Anyway, it was found in 2004, and it was basically a giant living cloud. So Calvin, do you want to bring up the sheep because he hadn't been sheared for 6 years? So for those who aren't watching, this sheep is like massive. Yeah. It's massive. You can just about see its face for all the wool.
Dog.
Oh. Anyway, its fleece alone weighed a jaw-dropping 60 pounds, and that's 5 times the weight of an average merino sheep. After a year of growing its fleece,
No way.
So, in other words, it was carrying around enough wool to make suits for 20 men. Wool suits, yeah. Now, there's another picture there, Calvin, of the fleece after it had been shaved off.
No.
It's about 10, 15 inches deep. Look, there's a little sheep in the middle of it.
It looks like a fence at the National.
It does. It does. So they sheared the fleece off live on air on a TV program. Yeah. And millions of people tuned in to see it getting sheared. Yeah.
That's
and
mental.
It says that normally it only takes, have you seen them shearing the sheep dead quick? It takes minutes to do a full sheep. It took them over 20 minutes to shear this little motherfucker because it was so thick. And then they auctioned off the fleece to charity.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then obviously it was fine, and then they just got shaved every year as normal.
Yeah.
But it's really tiny. I think because of the size of it, I don't think it was eaten properly.
Of course, yeah.
Because obviously all that fleece was getting in the way of it, So it probably would have had to have eaten plants coming off the side of the mountain that it could get to rather than grass, because it looks quite skinny there, doesn't it? Yeah. Aww. So Shrek the sheep, there you go. And that was on this day, by the way, 28th of April in 2004. That was the day that he was actually sheared live on telly. Yeah.
Bless him.
Yeah. Right, swiftly moving on. Quick slurp. I should put that on a mat, really, Jake. We'll go mad. Okay, in 1908, on the 28th of April,
I wasn't alive then.
A famous man was born. I'm hoping that you've heard of him. I'm hoping that you have. It's
What
all
are,
a
you,
history
what are you
book.
betting, Calvin? Have I heard of him? Yes or no?
There's been a film made.
Oh,
So I mean, I'm not going to talk about him too much specifically. I'm just wondering
Okay.
if you know about him. Oscar Schindler.
like Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey! Fucking hell!
I'm going home.
85 episodes!
I know someone.
Okay, did you know enough to tell me anything about him?
No, only a funny joke that I'm the only person who's ever found this funny. We got
Should
into
you
a
really be
lift
joking
once.
about the Holocaust and Schindler?
We got into a lift once, and the lift was made by a company called Schindler.
Schindler, I've seen
Yeah.
that, yeah.
And I nudged Mrs. G. We were going for like a baby appointment or whatever. I looked at the sign. She went, "What?" I went, "Schindler's Lift." she didn't get it.
Schindler's Lift. She didn't get it.
No, I thought it was funny. It's always stayed in my mind.
It's funny.
Thank you, Calvin.
I mean, it's funny to anybody who hasn't had much sleep on a Monday morning,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
innit? Okay, so Oscar Schindler, just going over it very, very, very briefly. He was born in the Czech Republic, and he was a businessman, maybe seen as an opportunist in World War II. Obviously, at the break of war, there were camps developed. There was people put into what you'd call slave labour now, really.
Yeah.
And he had a munitions factory, which at first he was actually using to financially gain from the war.
It's selling to, yeah.
But he quickly realised that the Jews were being killed horrifically.
Yeah.
And obviously the workforce were Jewish workforce. He realised that a lot of these people, when they went back into the camps after work, were being persecuted, killed, gassed on in some instances. And he wanted to protect his workforce. He'd become quite close to them.
Oh, yeah.
Not because they were hard workers and making them money. Money became secondary in the end. But because he recognised them as people who were working hard for him, but working hard to save their lives, really. And they appreciated the opportunity that they got to actually earn money, because if they were in the camps during the day, anything could happen.
Yeah.
A lot of them were working in the camp. And if they were, and they just like looked at somebody the wrong way,
Gone.
they were gone. Yeah. So by getting off site into Schindler's factory, he was saving them. And he went to a massive lengths when he realised that the end of the war was coming. Soviets were advancing, and that the Jews, the Jewish workforce in his factory, then may be killed. They may be sent to the gas chamber because they wanted to get rid of all evidence, basically.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I can't let this happen. And so he compiled the list, Schindler's List, of all the people that worked for him, and basically went into financial ruin, paying for these people. He was bribing German officers. He was doing everything to save these lives. And there's one amazing bit in the film, which is in the book, Schindler's List. And he was like, take me ring, just one more person. It's a life, take it.
Yeah.
Still gets me now, and that's true. He actually did do that. It wasn't dramatised. So he saved approximately 1,200 people.
That's fucking great.
And some of them were children. He made up jobs. None of these people were skilled in munitions and armaments. Some of these people were doctors and engineers. Some of them were children, like I say, which didn't have any skills. He fucking made skills for them to save their lives.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Yeah.
And there's loads of stories like this.
Yeah.
But that particular film for me got me. There's one particular bit where there's a little girl in a red coat. The whole thing's in black and white. And he sees her running. She must have lost her parents. And then later on he sees her dead on a cart in a red coat.
Yeah.
There's lots of little poignant moments like that, which are just brilliant. And I don't know if you know, I went to a Jewish school, and so this was just drummed into us all the time. Never forget, all that kind of thing. So when this came out, it was very poignant for me, you know. So yeah, 1908, Oscar Schindler was born.
And just quickly, we've hit a new record for YouTube watchers.
Have we?
34.
G'day!
34.
I'm all humbled.
We're peaking. 35?
Oh my God!
It's gone up.
35 people on YouTube. Marvellous. Right, so on the back of Oscar Schindler being born, I'm just going to segue into
Ooh.
something else,
Ooh.
which is leading us into our main segment.
Here we go.
So today is National Superhero Day.
Oh, excellent. What a day.
Have you got a favourite superhero?
It's hard to pick one, to be honest with you. It's hard to pick one.
Yeah. I think if I thought about the most popular superheroes, I like all the Batman movies, the whole dark.
The Dark
side.
Knight is probably the best.
Yeah,
trilogy.
but I just feel like it's been done a bit too much now.
fucking
It's like, how many times can you tell the same story, really?
Every
You know?
few fucking years, it's new Batman.
Yeah. I like some of the more lesser known superhero, like Marvel type superheroes that come up.
Yeah.
Have you got a favourite superhero, Calvin?
I'm a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Batman are the only superhero films that I like.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man's always been the only one.
Jim's a big Spidey fan.
I love Spidey.
Love
Yeah.
him.
Iron Man's up there.
Yeah, I quite like Iron Man. Well, anyway, I am going to talk about a couple of people who are superheroes in their own right.
Oh, okay.
But they don't wear a cape.
Yes. Here we go. I like this.
And it's linked to what I've just said about Oscar Schindler.
Oh, okay.
Now, some people would have heard about these two people that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk, hopefully, I've got enough time, one either side the dangly bit. And there'll be people out there who know both of these names, but I'm going to tell the story in my own little way, my own little inimitable way. And you might learn some things that you didn't know. So the first person I'm going to talk about is called Witold Pilecki.
Okay.
The Polish guy. And I've entitled this The Man Who Volunteered for Hell, because it's quite literally what he did. So this guy was a Polish mild-mannered army officer, basically, who was just sort of like going about his life. And when war broke out, obviously he was in the army already and serving the war efforts. But what he did instead of just staying in the army and fighting the war effort is quite unbelievable. And I don't really know many people that would probably choose to do it. He chose to volunteer to get arrested on purpose and be a spy inside Auschwitz,
Wow.
a death camp. Yeah. So he was in the army during the war. Would you say relatively safe? Probably not, if he's fighting the war efforts. He was an officer, though, so maybe not on the front line. I'm not too sure. But rather than stay in that role, he did get himself arrested. He set up a fake identity as a Polish Jew.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. And he let himself be captured during a Nazi raid. I think it was in one of the ghettos. And he was sent straight to Auschwitz, which was the deadliest camp.
Yeah.
Auschwitz-Birkenau. Have you been?
No, we want to.
You need to go.
When the kids are older, that's
obviously again going to a Jewish school. We went to Dachau, which wasn't necessarily known as a death camp. They did a lot of medical experiments there.
Oh, okay.
But Auschwitz-Birkenau, two camps, well, actually a few camps. Auschwitz 1 and 2 were the main gas chamber camps. And that's where he went. I mean, you don't know when you get there which way you're going to go, left or right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was done indiscriminately.
Yeah.
And in some instances, it was like, you look healthy, you can go that way. You don't look healthy, you go to the gas chamber. If you're an old person, if you're disabled, if you're a woman, if you're a child, you go to the gas chamber. If you're a healthy man or woman of a certain age, you go the other way. Thankfully, he went the other way and he didn't go to the gas chamber. But he could have.
Yeah.
He volunteered for this,
Would have been a
knowing
game
that
over.
he could have just gone straight to the gas chamber.
Yeah.
It's just nuts to think.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Anyway, he didn't just lie low while he was in there. He became a secret agent, and he built an underground network right under the noses of the guards. Now, bear in mind, we're not just talking prison guards in, one of our prisons now, where they're not really allowed to terrorize people. They might enforce rules in a certain way, but they don't pull a gun.
No.
They don't just pick people off, They this is what was happening there, and he built his underground network right under the noses. He smuggled messages. He coordinated acts of sabotage. He secreted out news reports. He wrote them out, secreted them out. He wrote detailed accounts about the horrors that were happening in the camp. And at the time, those rumours, but people didn't believe it. It was just too horrific. It was like, this is just too far-fetched. This is not happening.
Yeah.
But he was actually writing first-hand accounts of what was going on. And he had these smuggled out to the Polish resistance and eventually the Allies.
No way.
So keep in mind that he was doing this in a place that he could be shot for looking at something the wrong way.
Yeah.
And somehow he managed to do this for 3 years.
No way.
He survived a death camp for 3 years. And I'd say single-handedly, but he didn't. He had other people helping him get things out. But he was the instigator. He instigated all of this. And he pulled it off. One of the most dangerous undercover missions you could ever think about for 3 years. Anyway, how did he get out? In 1943, after realising his messages weren't getting the response he'd hoped for, remember, a lot of the world still weren't quite getting the message. Yeah, maybe locally in Poland, but it wasn't getting out to the Allies over in America properly. He decided it was time to make an exit, to make an escape, and actually tell the story himself.
Yeah.
So with a small group of other prisoners, he staged a daring escape. They knocked out a guard, cut down the phone lines, stole uniforms, and walked right out, just like a movie.
No way.
Yeah. Obviously, the stakes were very high. He was very brave doing this. After escaping, he didn't just go and lead a quiet life. He went right back to fighting. During the Warsaw Uprising in 1944, he made sure that all of his accounts, his first-hand accounts, got to all the people that they needed to get to, and he carried on fighting. So he basically fought to the very, very bitter end. He never gave up. But unfortunately, his story was very bittersweet. And it's for this reason he's become, his name has become synonymous with heroism across Poland. So when Poland fell under Soviet control and a new communist regime took over, they weren't very big fans of people like this guy, Pilecki. So this is post-war now, 1947. He was arrested by the communist regime.
No way.
And he was tortured and was ultimately executed after a show trial.
Wow.
And it's really hard to hear, but I want this to be a celebration of a man who, against all odds, survived death camps.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy that his message wasn't getting out there enough, so he escaped. He first-handedly shared this information and then still fought the war, but then was captured, tortured, and put to death. But what they didn't bank on was they almost made a martyr out of the guy by doing this.
Yeah, I suppose so.
He's a hero, and his name is on street names, buildings across Poland.
As it should be.
As it should be, yeah. And he stood up when it was nearly impossible to do so.
Yeah.
He is honoured. Schools are named after him and everything. And his legacy has basically outlasted all the tyrants that tried to silence him.
It has to be fair, yeah.
Yeah. So what do we take away from this? Bravery isn't just about big gestures. Obviously, we talked about superheroes, Superhero Day. Sometimes it's just willingly walking into the face of adversity, into that darkness, that unknown darkness, for the greater good, for people that you don't know, because somebody's got to do it. And this guy was the one to do it.
That's amazing, though.
What a guy.
Yeah.
So Witold Pilecki.
Is there not a movie about this guy?
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
There's been books, there's been movies, there's been TV series. This is why I said probably a lot of people do know, but his name needs to be heard again, and his face needs to be seen, and here it is.
Oh yes, yeah.
I have actually seen his face before. I didn't know why though. I've just seen it around. So there he is in his officer's uniform.
What a uniform!
And there he is in his death camp, stripes. Now, when you go to these camps, you do actually see these pajamas hanging up in glass cases.
That's crazy.
With like little slippers and sometimes in some cases like flip-flop type things, and the little hats, and they have like small ones for younger kids and stuff.
Yeah,
it's very humbling. And when you go into the dormitories, you can't even get a ciggy paper between the beds.
Fucking hell.
And some of them are 3 high, not just 2 high.
Yeah.
And the latrines, the toilets are just holes, big holes, and they're right next to each other. And I can imagine how disgusting
Just
they must
doesn't
have been.
sound necessary.
Yeah, and he chose to go into that.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Right. I seen a video recently of one of the gas chambers, and they all said they were all made out to look like showers, weren't they? Some of them were just like this room, just concrete with a fucking hole in the top.
Yeah.
You drop the gas in.
There's a really great scene in Schindler's List, and you follow certain faces from the beginning to the end. And there's one particular, I think the girl's called Helen Hirsch, and she became the PA for one of the commandants on the camp. And she went into a chamber with one of her friends. I think they'd had all the head shaved, they were naked, and they were trembling because they didn't know, was it going to be water that came out that shower? Or was it going to be gas? And it's really hard to talk about things like this. This is real people who a few years before were living their lives and had their homes and their families and their jobs, and then they're fucking standing there in a gas chamber. Is it going to be water? Is it going to be gas?
Yeah.
You just can't imagine how terrifying that must be.
Not knowing if
and
it's
this
your last
girl,
moments.
Yeah, and this girl in the movie, she was trembling. She played it so well.
Yeah.
And it was water. They survived, and they basically are being disinfected. If you're being in the ghetto all this time, probably riddled with all sorts.
Yeah.
And they were showered, and they went on, and she went on to be the commandant's PA basically and assistant. Yeah. And that's a really nice story. Nice. That's not a great word, but she survived because the commandant, played by Ralph Fiennes. He was sexy in that role. Something about a German uniform. I'm so sorry. It's so contradictory. But
it's crazy, isn't it?
But he had feelings for her, but he couldn't understand them, and he beat her because he couldn't understand his feelings for a Jewish woman.
Oh, okay.
Unbelievable. Very complicated. Very amazing film. Anyway, I've gone on. Right, we're going to do a quick dangly bit.
Are we?
Yes.
Yes. Over these.
Yes. I know it's like a mad moment, like poignant, and now we're going to go on to something crazy. But that's what we do, and that's why you love us.
So I have. I've got a bag full of bits that we're going to go through.
We're going to go through later.
Patreon bit, but these are just a few key bits. So we've been chatting with Godamish the last few weeks.
Who are Godamish? Godamish, isn't it? Godamish.
I think it's Godamish.
Okay.
How you pronounce it? And they've got a sister group called Odyssey Toys. And basically what they make of these sort of things.
The like latex attachments.
Yes. Silicone.
Yeah. And dildos.
Gags,
and stuff
dildos, heads that go on your wands.
Yeah.
Just loads of, and when we were talking about all that xenophilia stuff, like the different things, it seems to be the route they're going down. So this is one of the grime pads that we've got.
It's like a crow's head.
Crow's head, yeah.
Pastel colours. Oh, wow.
So what you do with these is you can see the straps on them.
So you strap it onto your thigh. I'm just chatting for people who aren't watching.
I'm a bit far away
So just while he's putting it on, so for those who aren't watching, this is like about 6 inch long latex plate, which is moulded into a crow with like flowers around its head. Yeah. It's like a crow's skull. And it's got like a space on its head for something to go into, which we'll talk about in a sec. Yeah. And you've strapped it onto your leg. Yeah. That's the best way I can describe it. We might actually put a picture of this on Facebook once the episode goes out.
Yeah. So the idea behind it is obviously I'd be sat or you'd lay with your leg out. Yeah. You'd have a wand, doxy wand. Yeah. Which would go into that hole. Yeah. Vibrate the whole thing. Yeah. And then you'd just climb on top of that and have yourself a good time.
So it's like a Sibian on the go.
Yes.
So you vibrate the plate.
Yeah.
And you straddle it.
Yeah.
And that's good because she can be facing you.
Yeah.
Necking you.
Yeah.
While she's getting a little jolly.
Yeah.
On her flaps from that.
Yeah. It's just different, isn't it?
Have a look at it.
Yeah.
Is it being used?
No.
Okay.
No, it's fresh off the bag.
I was going to go.
Oh, she tastes nice.
Hey, it's squishy.
It feels amazing, doesn't it?
Oh, do you know what? That's just a nice stress reliever in itself.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So then they've got these sort of things as
Oh,
well.
it's really pretty.
And
Really, really, really
when you
nice.
get them, they send you a bullet with it as well.
Yeah. So where does the bullet go in there?
Well, with them ones, you get the wands.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't get the wands, but you know they're photo wands. But with these ones, you get the bullets, and you do get the straps with it. So again, it can go on your thigh. You just thread the bullet through there, and then
This is totally like a Sibian on the go because we've actually got one of the. Ooh. We've actually got one of these on the Sibian.
oh yeah.
That's a buzzy little fucker. And
It's
now, do you know what? Those bullets sometimes, they're normally only like dead buzzy on the end.
Yeah.
But because that's encapsulated in there,
It's a good,
it's buzzing
isn't it?
right along.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who aren't, I'm just going to turn that off so don't waste your battery.
Just hold it. It's got loads of different settings on it.
Okay, so for those who aren't watching, this is again like a 6-inch plate. It looks
Yeah.
like it's got like a sausage in the middle of it,
Yeah.
with like wavy lines over the sausage, which I'm assuming is for texture. Hey,
Yeah.
that's soft.
Isn't it?
Ooh, imagine rubbing your flaps on that. Oh, you haven't got flaps.
I know, but I can imagine.
You can imagine.
Yeah. Especially when they're a little bit moist and stuff. Do you know?
Yeah.
You fly up and down.
And it's green and black, which is nice with a nice little sort of metallic thing going on. And you insert a bullet into the underside, making
Yeah.
the whole thing vibrate. And it's got I think it's Godemiche. I don't know, or it's got their name on it anyway.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. It's very pretty.
It's nice to look at, isn't it?
Very nice. Do you know how much these would be?
That's the one thing I didn't look at.
Okay. So do you know
beforehand.
what? These are really nice. Would you mind taking a couple of photographs of these?
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
now,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
I'll pop them on Facebook and I'll put a link in because they're
Yeah.
a bit too nice to keep to ourselves then.
They're fucking brilliant, aren't
Nice. Really, really, really
they?
nice.
And then lastly, is the drool gag that they sent us.
Drool gag though.
Oh my god, these you pop them in a minute later. It's just like
Let's have a look. So if you actually use this one,
no, we haven't used that one yet.
I can see how it's a drool gag with the way it's shaped.
That's what I mean. It's just
Okay. So again, for those who aren't watching, we've got a leather strap which would go around the head with a gag piece in the front of it, again in green and black with the same swirly design that's going on.
Yeah.
But it's like, what would you call it? Like a cylinder type shape
yeah.
with like flat. Oh, I'm not really describing this very well. This might be one I have to put on Facebook.
Yeah, it's like a spiral.
It's like a
I suppose,
spiral,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not going to fit snug in the mouth, and
No.
drool is going to like go down the spirally bits.
Yeah, it
I can
collects
see
in them.
It collects in that, but I can see how that works. Because
Yeah.
normally it's a ball gag that fits in your mouth. You
Yeah.
still drool with that,
Yeah,
but not so much. I can see you drooling a lot with that. Oh, and that's stretchy.
Yeah.
Good as well.
it's dead nice, dead soft.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's our favourite.
Oh well,
Really
nice, nice.
good. Really
Very
good
nice.
stuff.
Right, well,
Godemiche or
We'll
Odyssey.
we'll put some photos on Facebook. That crow skull one.
Yeah,
I'm surprised at how soft it is.
I know. There's loads of different designs as well.
Do you know what? They'll probably make them for Sibians as well.
I think they do, Sibian attachments.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for bringing those out. Right, so for those who are on Patreon, after this, we're going to go directly into another segment for 20 minutes or so. Mr. G's brought in a bag full of all this stuff. I'm just going to talk about it a little bit more. And
Right.
not because we're earning money and shit from
No,
this.
no.
It's just that it's nice stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't
It's
it?
really good.
Very, very unusual, that.
Yeah.
Okay, right, we're going to move on
Very
quickly. Another
different.
fart buzzer. And I just want to give another hero
Yeah,
a quick
do it.
mention.
Yeah.
Similar vein to what we've just done. And it's a lady this time.
A heroine.
It's a heroine. Okay, so this lady is called Irina Sendler. Irina Sendler. And she was born in 1910 in Warsaw
Sendler's List.
to fucking hell, Sendler's List. To a Christian family. So she was
Okay.
Christian. She wasn't Jewish. So she's a Polish Christian. And she was raised in a really nice household, loving. A father was a doctor, and he treated poor Jewish families for free. Yeah. Now, her father died quite young, but before he died, he said to her, and this was sort of his life lesson to her and how he lived his life, hence why he was given free healthcare to Jewish families. He said, if you see someone drowning, you must jump in and try to save them, even if you don't know how to swim. That was his thing,
That's
right?
his philosophy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, in World War II, at the breakout of war, she saw that these Warsaw ghettos were just getting overpopulated. And obviously she wasn't Jewish, but she'd heard about how bad the conditions were getting in there. She'd seen that Jewish citizens were being forced out of their homes with a case if they were lucky, and forced into these horrific conditions in the ghettos. Now, she was a nurse, and we're not too sure she was definitely a social worker, but she was a social worker on paper.
Got ya.
And she'd heard about the disease and starvation in these ghettos and the deportations to the death camps.
Yeah.
It was happening on like a massive basis.
Yeah.
And so she said that she was a social worker. Again, I'm not too sure she was. And she got into the camps saying that she needed to inspect the sanitary conditions in the ghetto. So somehow she got in there. And when she saw how bad it was in there, she started organising astonishing underground rescue operations from the ghetto. Now, again, if you've seen Schindler's List, you can see how secure these places are.
Yeah.
They used to go in sometimes and just shoot people if
For
they
a
were getting a
laugh.
bit too busy.
Yeah.
It's like, we need to lose some people. We're bringing in more if we've got to kill some people, and just go in and shoot people.
Where you go.
And there's this one night, I can't remember what it's called, Night of the Blitz or Night of something.
Yeah.
And they just went in and killed everybody that was left in the ghetto. It was horrific, and she could see this coming. And there's a lot of children, and she knew the children would not make it.
Yeah.
So she was part of a secret network called Zagota, the Polish Council to Aid Jews. And with the help of a small group of volunteers, she smuggled Jewish children out of the ghetto any way she could.
Amazing.
Some were carried out in ambulances, some were hidden inside toolboxes.
Fucking hell.
Some slipped through secret underground passages, and some were even spirited away in coffins.
Oh, okay.
Some in coffins with bodies in and hidden.
God loves them.
Some told to play dead.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Once they were out, she placed the children with sympathetic Polish families in orphanages and even convents, changing the names, forging papers, and teaching them Christian prayers to help them blend and survive.
Wow.
So this is the really astonishing part, and there has been some documentaries and a bit of a budget film told about it, and it was along the veins of this. I think, what was one called? Names in a Jar, or Paper in a Jar or something. She kept a meticulous record of every single child that she saved, writing their real names and their new identities, their placements on tiny scraps of paper, and storing them in jars buried under an apple tree in a friend's backyard.
No way.
Her plan was simple. It was to try and reunite the children with their families after the war.
Yeah.
In total, it's estimated that Irina and her network saved around 2,500 children.
Jeez.
That's a lot of lives.
Yeah.
Do you know what? In the grander scheme of things, when you think of all the millions of people that were killed, it's not a lot. But actually, those 2,500 children would have had lives that they would never have had, and would have had their own children and grandchildren and now great-grandchildren.
Yeah.
And so each of those children have carried a legacy and a memory who will not let this die. They will not let people forget, and they've gone on to have their own children.
Amazing.
It's a big fuck you, basically,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
So, such bravery really goes unnoticed by the bad guys. And in 1943, the Gestapo caught her. They arrested her, tortured her, broke her legs and feet to try and get information out of where these children were, and she was sentenced to death. But, plot twist, members of the Zagota, the organisation she worked with, managed to bribe a German guard, and Irina was rescued literally on the way to her execution.
No way.
From then on, she lived under a false identity and kept fighting until the very end of the war. She had some gumption, this one. After the war, she dug up the jars and tried to help reunite the children with the surviving family members. But tragically, a lot of the parents had been killed. She didn't manage to reunite many of them at all, but she placed them with good families who made sure that they were okay. But thanks to her careful records, even though they weren't reunited with families, they were able to recover their real identities eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've got a picture of her.
Oh, what a woman.
So there she is as a nurse and a young woman there. Now, she did go on to live a grand old life, and she died in 2008 at the age of 98
Fucking hell.
of pneumonia. Look, her little face.
Oh,
I just
what
want to grab her
woman.
cheeks and just go,
Yeah.
"Ooh," like that.
Yeah.
I just think, I'm just getting all tearful thinking about her. She was, right, so she was almost forgotten
Okay.
after the war. She sort of like disappeared.
Yeah.
Because obviously she was nearly like fucking killed.
Yeah.
But there has been some streets named after her, but not many. You'd think that her legacy would live on, and she wasn't. Not even a Netflix series.
Oh.
But thankfully, decades later, thanks to the efforts of some persistent students in Kansas, of all places, why Kansas? They put her forward for a Nobel Peace Prize. She was nominated.
Wow.
She didn't win. She didn't win. What have you got to fucking do to win a Nobel Peace Prize? Honest to God. It did cause quite a lot of side eyes around the world that she didn't win.
I bet it is, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, because the students did this, it then catapulted her name into the limelight, and a TV movie was released by Hallmark. You can imagine what it was like.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
And there's been some books and stuff wrote about it, but that's about it, really. Not an awful lot. And she didn't really want the notoriety. She just did it, and she just wanted to grow old and knowing that she'd saved those lives.
Oh, it's nice having her.
Yeah. So I just wanted to raise awareness about two not so famous superheroes.
Yeah, I didn't know
because
about
it was
them.
Superhero Day.
Which doesn't say a lot that I didn't know about them.
And you know, often it is these the quiet heroes, the humble ones, isn't it? You know, that we need to remember. You know, Batman and all that. Grace made millions of dollars around the world, but not real.
Yeah.
Not real.
Yeah.
And here we have two real people who save lives and are real superheroes.
Thousands of lives.
Yeah. How long have we got, Calvin? Couple of minutes or not anything? Couple of minutes. Okay. I'm going to talk very quickly. Fetish factoid.
Here we go.
Do you know what Goku is?
Goku.
Goku.
I know Goku.
You don't know Goku?
Am I right, Calvin? Oh, yeah. Goku, no.
Okay. It's a Japanese word mimicking the sound of gulping. No? Okay. It's a kink which refers to swallowing cum. It's a Japanese practice, often performed in groups. I can be one-on-one, obviously. It's basically a subgenre within the Japanese adult entertainment industry, which has really took on. And I didn't know why. It's massive.
Okay.
When you go onto like Japanese porn sites, cum guzzling, gokun, is really, really popular. It's emerged because in the 1980s and 90s, there's a censorship law banning explicit penetration porn. So
Okay.
you could produce porn, but there couldn't be like fucky.
Anything going in, yeah.
So like, yeah, not to be deterred. The Japanese adult industry said there hasn't got to be fucky. Let's just show the results of the fucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so what they did, they had beautiful Japanese ladies with like champagne glasses and flutes filled with semen and just gulping it down, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's people that try and gulp down as much as possible in a competition. Mm-hmm. And they just go for it. They don't even hold their nose.
Would that be something you'd do?
No, not at all.
If Jim could fill a flute glass, like
No.
those Jims.
I'm not averse.
Yeah.
I just, you know, when you see something in a container and it shouldn't be in there,
Yeah.
it just makes me go a bit.
Yeah, it shouldn't be stored, really, should it?
No.
It's got to be in the moment.
It's like, you know, a soggy biscuit.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a soggy biscuit is, it's when somebody comes over a biscuit and you force somebody to eat it. We do it at women sometimes. It's that. It's when you see it on a biscuit. It's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, okay.
When it's fresh,
in the moment.
Fine.
Yeah.
But if somebody's gonna like, spunk into a champagne glass and then let it go a bit cold
And then
and
top
a bit
it up
funky,
a bit. Yeah.
and then somebody else is gonna add theirs to it.
Ooh.
No,
Variant
it's
textures.
not a kink shame. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I would just be vomiting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I doff my cap to the girls who can do this, and boys. It's big in the gay industry as well. They love it.
Yeah.
Cum guzzlers in the gay industry, yeah. So it's got a name, Gokun. It comes from Japan, and if you, like I say, if you go onto the Japanese porn sites, you'll see loads of it, and they're doing it. It's like dribbling
All down the side. I suppose they do that on purpose, so it's probably.
And then, because they don't want to lose any, precious drops of jizz,
Oh.
they'll do that and they'll go.
Yeah.
And there's some girl came over and licked another girl's face. She cleaned it up. I know. This is a hard one for me. When we talked about Smeg,
Yeah. Oh.
that was okay compared to this. It's just there's something about it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I think also it's lots of different guys' jizz.
Yeah, it's a soup, innit?
Yeah, and obviously with this sort of thing, it's like chicken sweet corn soup. Is it? I love chicken sweet corn soup.
But not jizz soup.
Not jizz soup. But I mean, the health and safety and all that, you'd have to get like STI checked and all that, wouldn't you? If you're in a group scenario and those guys just filling glasses with cum,
Yeah.
you'd have to get STI checked, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's not for me. Not shaming. It's just not for me at all. I'd vomit, I think.
Yeah, it's not for me.
It's just a thought of lots of, a variety of jizz in one cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you do a soggy biscuit?
No.
No, I wouldn't do a soggy biscuit.
No.
Anyway. Right, on that soggy biscuit bombshell, we're going to go. Before to go.
Oh.
Amy and Katie, our OGs, gave me a T-shirt.
That's sick.
Thank you. After me talking about
the pencil
in a cassette.
Yeah.
So for those who aren't watching, it's a cassette tape with a pencil in it, rewinding it back. It's got 88 on it as well.
But it's like
probably
Back to the
referring
Future
you.
style, isn't
It's
it?
Back to the Future style. Yeah,
Yeah.
it says Back to the First Song on it. Love it.
Love
Very,
that.
very good. Thank you very much. You know what? People gave us loads of different gifts. We got biscuits and all sorts of things, didn't we?
Yeah.
A bottle of Fireball.
Yeah.
Got all
Yeah.
sorts of different things.
Should have
didn't we? It
brought
was
that
great.
today.
Really? Oh, God, no. So, anyway, right.
Lots
Soggy
of love.
biscuit. We're going.
Right, yeah. Go on.
You binge watch it, put the kettle on. We'll see you in 5. If not, we'll see you next week.